Good morning and welcome to the London Property Podcast. I'm Marius Nazare.
I'm Chris Mulry.
And here we are, episode 13. It's going to be a very condensed, short version of our usual podcast. We're only going to touch on news of the week. So starting off, news of the week, my news of the week is actually something that ties in with what we talked about last week. So last week there was a lot of talk and a lot of speculation about the mansion tax that the government was planning to bring in with the new budget. Now, a lot of things have happened since then. The Prime Minister has reshuffled his cabinet. We've got new people in. We've got a new Chancellor now. So that obviously has impacted this rumour that we're going to have a mansion tax. And apparently the Prime Minister has actually vetoed, and they said, we're not going to add that to the budget. We don't want that, partially because a lot of the Conservatives were completely against it. They didn't like the idea of that. And also the industry, I think some estate agents as well were like, no, you cannot, bring something like this. So there isn't going to be a mansion tax. And yeah, basically what we talked about, it was only a speculation anyway, but it did create kind of a lot of discussion in the industry. So it looks like it's not going to come in anytime soon or at all. It's one of those things that's probably going to get shelved again and it'll appear in a few years again, maybe, who knows. So no mansion tax for higher level properties, which is good, I guess. And your news of the week?
Yeah, my news of the week is it's talking about agents, how they market the properties, and it's about portals.
Right.
Most people would think that all of the inquiries come through the portals. But this research, which has been done, it's on Estate Agents Today, the news website, and it's a research by Zoopla.
Yep.
And they basically found out something like 6,000 people have been surveyed, and 77% of consumers use portals, but the rest of them don't, which I think is pretty interesting. This is across the UK, so not just London, but one bit of news out of this that I thought was, I just didn't think this was the situation. But Facebook, last year it made up 6% of all inquiries, and this year, over a period of 12 months now, it's 12% of all inquiries.
So doubled.
So yeah, it's pretty much doubled, which is, if it continues along that trajectory, it could be a real market kind of leading way to platform to advertise your properties on. So that's something to look out for to in the future, because Rightmove and Zoopla have pretty much dominated. Well, Rightmove in particular has pretty much dominated everything. They've got so much control and power and data. So it's very interesting to see a huge player on the scene such as Facebook starting to kind of eat into that. So that was the news of the week on my end. A quarter of consumers don't use portals to conduct searches for the property. Most of our clients say, well, what most agents do, they just list it on a portal and then that's it. But it's not.
You have to. Social media is a big. Well, it's about attention really, and we talk about this quite a lot. It's where the attention is, and you have to be, in order to stay relevant in a very fast-moving world where we have the internet, you have to be where the attention is. And let's face it, everybody's on their phones. It's about speed and convenience. If you can get all your news, your videos, your connections, etc. in one platform, which is essentially what Facebook is trying to do, because now they were doing a lot of things with video. You've got Facebook Marketplace, which is a huge platform now, and a lot of people buy and sell. It's like a Gumtree or kind of an eBay. It's about speed and convenience. So I'm not surprised to see those numbers up, because if I could just sit in one app and it kind of caters for a lot of your needs, you can buy stuff, you can watch videos of funny cats or whatever you're into. Essentially, that's where your attention will remain. So it's very interesting that it is actually going up, but it is probably in line with what Facebook have been doing. So I think it's important to stay relevant, be where the attention is, and the best agents are literally on all platforms. they look for opportunity and for new buyers or new sellers on pretty much all the social media platforms, not just the traditional ways of advertising. So interesting to see how this will develop over in another year. Maybe it'll go from 12% to 20%. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Facebook's been developing a huge amount, hasn't it, over the past several years.
Yeah.
If you look at marketing over the past 10, 15, 20, 30 years, say 30 years ago, for example, if you were on a train going from London to Birmingham, everyone sat there, they would be looking out the window, or maybe reading a paper.
Newspaper,
Yeah. So you notice there was a lot of billboards. You went past billboard. But nowadays, I mean, you take the tube or a train going into work or whatever, everyone is like that.
Yeah.
Everyone is sat down, scrolling. That's where the attention is, within these few inches of your screen here.
Yeah.
And that's where listings and property need to be in this industry.
Yeah.
The days of billboards have gone. That's why, you know, other smaller, nimbler companies that have got a tech kind of presence and push are breaking into the industry. Look at some of the online agents. That's the news.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
short time this week.
Short vlog this week. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time, as we're essentially, well, Chris is away, and then I'll be away until next month for a week. So we'll see you guys recharged with a lot more content. I'm sure we'll have plenty of things to talk about, you know, after the end of the month. So vlog 14 should be packed with information and questions of the week. But that concludes vlog 13. Reach us on social media, and see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.
See you then.